する最も有効な手段。こっちも領域を展開する。相性とか呪力量にもよるけど。領域展開。無料空所。
What up, YouTube? This is going to be my first video of many on Marvel Rivals, and what better way to start than to showcase one of my favorite heroes to play, Angela, the Queen of Heaven. She's definitely one of my most favorite tanks that they introduced to the game so far. This video I'm about to show you right now is currently a Plat 2 lobby, ranked, but I really wanted to showcase and point out my own playstyle that I use when I'm playing Angela. Honestly, in the right hands, Angela can be one of the most oppressive tanks in the game, especially once you hit that flow state. Unfortunately, though, I didn't get the MVP in this game, but I definitely made an impact on this match, and it resulted in a solid victory. I'm going to go through my entire thought process while playing her, what I did well, what my mistakes were, my target priority along with matchups, and my overall play style when I do pick up the Divine Spear of Heaven. I will admit, though, that my play style is pretty aggressive. I do love how Angela can be an absolute menace to the enemy team. She can apply pressure to the team constantly. She can peel for her healers, secure kills, displace targets. She can even frontline, to a degree, but she's ultimately can just cause absolute chaos throughout this entire battlefield. So if you like this video, which is going to be my first video, hit that like and subscribe button, comment down below on anything, and if you're also a fellow Angela main, tell me what you think about this video. Leave any tips, advice for me or anyone else that's trying to master this absolute unit of a tank. So now without further ado, let's get to this video. Now, I will say that this right here was just me flanking on his backside because, honestly, you don't really want to be too exposed with Angela, even though she does have a shield and she does have 550 HP. You know, she can be kind of a squishy, if a better way of putting it. She can be squishy if the entire team focuses on her. So, especially when they have a good solid tank next to me, she's always better with another tank with her. So I like to take these off angles and try to pressure the team, not just from a flank, but also from the back line, and then go from a back to front line approach. I felt like this is a very good one, especially in a match with this one where you have the environment that you could use to your advantage. So like going forward, you definitely want to try and use the environment to your advantage because unlike other heroes, Angela can absolutely feast or famine depending on the map. And I really didn't want to go out there and try to fight down main lane with Angela. It probably could have worked depending on like the way my team comp was and the skill levels of the enemy and my team. But I felt like this was one of the better ways to try and execute the plan that I'm going for. So I'm going to try and like exit the back line. And if you see right here, let me see if I can showcase this to you. As soon as I came out, you can see right here that the enemy team has a thing. They have a Phoenix. They have Cloak and Dagger, Scarlet. Scarlet was already on my you-know-what. You can already tell that the moment she saw me, she's already kind of going over here to try and displace whatever little, or disturb, I guess is the better word of using, whatever little pressure that I'm going to try to apply right here. So I want you to kind of see the mindset that I'm going with when I do try and play as Angela. Because if you see my entire team right here, it's taking the front line. They're pretty much getting everyone's attention. Thor's over here also taking a flank. So you see that the thing right here doesn't really know who to attack. You can see that he's trying to go after a Psylocke right here. And overall, you're going to see how this opening right here is going to set up how we're going to move from this part down all the way right here. So let's watch this right here. First mistake right there, and I will be pausing this a lot because this is going to be more of like an analysis video along with a showcase. I probably shouldn't have dropped down right here. What I was trying to do was trying to get the rocket inside of that to try and get a quick kill, or at least try to get him down so he has to push him away. But he kind of already skirted out of there, so it's kind of like, okay, you're going to try and run away from me? Well, then let's see how you're going to enjoy this. So this was a pretty good move. I probably, like I said, probably shouldn't have dropped down, but that was the first thing that you really want to do with Angela. You're going to want to go after the healers, and if they don't peel, their healers are dead. You're going to see that a lot of times in this match where when they don't actually peel for me, or they try to like disturb the pressure that I'm giving, man, this team is gonna fold like a wet paper towel. So of course I move back, I see Penny right here. I move Penny back up. And I'm really just kind of like just looking for an easy target without taking too much damage. Now, this right here is one of my favorite things to do with Angela. Now, you see how their entire team was around here at the time? This is pretty much how you're going to take place in so-called frontline with Angela. You're going to try and use her little divine judgment field to build up that damage shield, because that's the only way you're going to be able to get damage shield with Angela on your own. And that's going to be the real way that you're going to try and pseudo frontline with her. And you're going to see how that worked out right here, because I'm going to get a lot of damage and a lot of damage shield right here too. That allows my team and this Thor right here to just absolutely push up and take a lot of space. Because that's what Angela really does the best out of almost any other tank. She'll be able to go anywhere you want. You drop down, you create attention, you demand respect, and if your team is smart enough and have enough cojones, they're going to take up all that space that you allow them to gab. Gotta destroy those nests, man. Gotta destroy those nests. I missed with that one right there. Over here trying to destroy the nest, the thing that I see the Scarlet Witch is really trying to pick on me right there. I probably should have just abandoned the nest. But I was being greedy right there. I wanted that nest gone.
You will not be rid of me so easily.
once again, attempt number 2. And I noticed that, once again, she's trying to just set up that little position right there with that nest. So if you can... Ooh. Chase down this Scarlet Witch right here, because she is causing a lot of disruption for my healers and for my DPS. Hey, can we just talk about how I picked up Penny and somehow it was a no reg? Because I was about to drop her off the map. I was about to drop her off the map like it was Super Smash Bros, you know, but there's a lot of buggy things that happen with Angela when you start to main her. You'll start to see it more and more. Oh my god, I love having Gambits on my team. Now that is how you ult. This is how you want to ult with Angela. Make sure there's at least 2. I like to do 2 to 3. You know, very rarely do I solo ult with Angela. I like to do a nice group ult so I can get as much damage as soon as I drop. Picking up this thingy right here. That was another great ult by my healer. Communication is key. And once again right here, this is just one of those, you just want to build up as much ult charge as possible, because in those brawl situations, kind of like that, especially in a narrow way, she can kind of almost feast her family. So I had to leave right there because my team lost. And as you can see right here, I'm kind of just looking for a health pack. With Angela, you really want to be a health pack demon, to be honest. Okay. Because what you're going to notice a lot of times, especially in this game, is that with Angela, you're going to do a lot of impact plays that don't always end up on the stat sheet. Like this right here. Absolutely just controlling the 2 of their most important roles right there. One of their healers and one of their tanks. Keeping them preoccupied, making them have to fight me so they can't have an easy retreat. And then boom, we distracted 2 of their most important players. So now the rest of my team is worrying about a 5v6. Now this is something that I do a lot, and a lot of experienced Angel players do. I will push sometimes, maybe not too far relative to my team, but I will push a very far off flank. And what this is designed to really do, and I think this is a better way of showing it, is to force the team to be in this weird, discombobulated, because look, you have Thor fighting their 2 guys right here, really 3 guys. You have our Iron Fist getting the attention of the Scarlet Witch. You have Gambit over here helping people out. You have our Luna. No, that's not even a Luna. That's our Psylocke. Psylocke doing her thing. And here's the best part right here. She's not even gonna see me. You remember those 2 people that we killed? The Strange and the Cloak? Look, they're not even gonna even see me on this deep flank. And they're just gonna go in there, fight their team, think it's gonna be easy, and then, well, it's just not gonna be that easy. I immediately apply pressure back on their healers, so the healer can focus on healing their team. Let's get the thing out of here because he's one of the most easiest games, bro. Most easiest games. And then once again, look at how discombobulated their team is.
Will destroy
Boom.
you.
Just like that. Just like that. We pushed him so quickly and we already have 3 minutes on the clock. You know? So once again, I'm gonna try it again. And this is just me being bold. I'm not gonna lie, this is just me being bold. Pushing the envelope, seeing what the team can get away with. And what I demanded at this moment was for everyone to look at me. Now, I will admit, hindsight, this probably isn't the best ult. Because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the enemy team belting me on me. And my team is honestly nowhere in sight. They're still trying to get to the fight. But what this really does is that this allows the enemy team to not be able to group up and start getting priority targets. And another thing too that you can also realize when it comes to playing as Angela, because she is so fast, you can try and make plays like this and get a lot of value, especially with your ult. Because if I'm not mistaken, I think I die after doing this. I think I die. But because I'm applying so much pressure at this moment, the enemy team has no choice but to pretty much all eyes on me. And when you see a beautiful goddess like this, about to destroy your lonely cloak and dagger, looking like MJ from Thriller, Annie, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay, Annie? Yeah, she ain't okay. She's not. And Jeff too is tethered. Yeah, they're not okay. You gotta look at me. You gotta respect Angela and her ult. Oh, I live! I live! Okay, this is a learning experience right here. Now I remember how I died on this one. You do not have to rush. And I probably am like pausing a lot. Like I said, this is my first video, especially my first analytic video where I'm going to be analyzing all my do's and don'ts. But hindsight looking in, and I wish I would have did this on stream. I wasn't on stream for this. So that's why like I am doing a more of an analytical commentary on this. But in this scenario, I don't have to rush it with Scarlet Witch. It takes her literally a month and a half to get her ult off. So what I should have did was just calmly navigate down to where she was at to destroy her. I'm going to show you where I messed up at. Right here, when I saw that little red icon, I shouldn't have tried to be like, oh my God, I got to do something. Slow down. Look, I'm gonna even slow it down for you guys. What I should have did was just slow down and just take my time with this, because you're going to get way more value out of disrupting her ult than you just trying to make a crazy ass play. Because this is me just trying to be hero ball right here, to be honest. You know, and on live, I wish I was recording this one. I knew it immediately after I did it. I was like, man, I should have just took my time with it. You know? Because look, I hit her once, which I thought was going to interrupt her, and it didn't. That was my mistake. You see how I was trying to... Yeah, that was my mistake. Especially with a thing right there that was going to earthbound me. I should have just took my time and just made sure that on that initial hit, I was going to actually get the value that I needed.
By the eye of Agamotto!
I was trying to hit the rest on that one. I totally whiffed. And I want you to see how quickly just sometimes one death like that, you just completely get your team all out of sync. So once again, I'm trying to set it up. And if you notice too, I'm not trying to fight the thing that's chasing me around. There's no need to try and fight the thing who is literally just trying to chase me around and interrupt me. Just keep pushing. He's not fast enough to keep up with you. Just keep the momentum. It's like Dory said in Nemo. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Trying to get a little bit of damage. Just trying to be disruptive on the range. I see the Wander. I want to do some damage to the Wander. I'm gonna not lie. She's gonna be the biggest problem to you as an Angela player. For someone who's easy, like, I want to down on Angela. They're gonna pick up Scarlet Witch and they're just gonna be on your ass the entire time. Great ult by my healer. And we have the Gambit ult, so you know what that means. Just keep the pressure. And this is just an easy dub. Easy dub. That was just so easy. That was just so easy. And I know if you look at the stats, I'm not doing that well when it comes to damage. But those plays that I was making were impact plays. Impact plays. So let's see how I do with Angela on defense. And I know some people don't really like playing Angela on defense because they think they can't really get that much value with her, you know, holding up position. But I'm going to show you how in this one, you could really frontline with her. You know, you could really boogie with her, man. You can boogie with Angela. And the enemy team, honestly, doesn't really do a very good job trying to counter me as well. Which either could have been a skill diff because they don't have anyone on their team that could really counter her better. I think if I'm not mistaken, they pretty much keep the same. Yeah, I think the only one they change is the Hulk, but they pretty much keep the same stuff. Well, I guess they pop out a Namor. I guess Namor and the Scarlet Witch would be a kind of a pain in the ass. And the thing, but for the most part, you're gonna see how I play around that.
3, 2, 1. At last, our enemies show themselves.
This is something that I experiment with in quick play, because I do a lot of experimentation with quick play before I bring it into ranked, is that with Angela in this close position, you really just want to wait. You want to wait, you want to wait, you want to wait. Be patient, because there's not a lot of cover for you unless you're going to go super high in the skybox, like up here, which, let's be honest, you can do, but there's not even a lot of things up here you can do, and you're just going to be a walking target. And this is a good example, because our Iron Fist is literally about to get punched in his socket by this thing player, because he is just trying to be as much of a, what's the word I'm looking for? Disruptor? He's trying to not allow his team to get flanked on the back end. And you're going to see how I take advantage of this, because there's going to be no one on the front lines. Because look at where our Thor is. Thor is over here. Our Psylocke's over here, about to get ready for another flank. Gambit's over here doing his thing, giving heals out to these boys. Just watch how I set up this initial interaction just to set the tone to their supports that, like, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. And your team better peel, or your life is going to be hell for the next 5 to 4 minutes. That's one of my favorite moves to do, is to just jump down, do a little damage, hurt somebody, and then just get out of there. But what Angela does the best sometimes is heal. She heals. Sucks that my healer got absolutely bodied right there. I'm trying to heal for my Gambit. doesn't work out. And we're really getting disorganized, so I'm gonna try and like frontline a little bit before trying to see if I can get you guys on the rads. That hurt. That hurt. That absolutely hurt. I think I remember this interaction right here. I know I keep saying that I'm pausing a lot, but I actually do remember this whole interaction. Right here is a very dangerous spot. I'm just gonna say that right now. It's a very dangerous spot. Why? Because their entire team is gonna try and funnel into this one little spot to not allow us to recontest this spot right here. So Thor's dead. Thor just gave up his life. And if you look at it right here, this thing is moving pretty quick on its own. You see that they're all in their good position. Healer's right here. And that's why I was like, man, I really don't want to come up here and just try and fight because they have their gambit. They have, half their team's right here, right? But you're going to see how, like, I'm just going to say, no, let's try and get this choke point, and we're going to push through this because she can actually do frontlining when you do it properly. And you have to get the enemy team, multiple enemies, in your judgment field. That is how Angela is tanky. Outside of her flying around and just being hard to hit, if you want to learn how to just be a somewhat meat shield temporarily or a damage sponge temporarily, you are going to use your damage shield and your actual shield because your shield has 350 HP. And she also blocks melee damage, which is very good against brawling tanks like the Thing, like Captain America, like the Hulk that we're going against. You'll see. And she has that advantage over a lot of shield tanks. So watch this. And I get knocked down for it. Watch. And I'm going to stay in the line of sight of my healers. And I'm just going to box. Blocking. And I use every bit of that shield. Every bit of it. And I needed to, just to survive. Back at 100 HP. Just used up the rest of my damage shield. Used up all of my judgment field. But this allows just enough time for this crazy lunatic to get back into action, and me and him are about to get to work. Trying to use Gambit ult to push us. Not working. Still protecting my team in the back line. I wanted to try and save them, but I couldn't. I knew there was no way, so. Oops, looking for a target. Totally looked on that one. And boom. Just like that, from that little interaction in that little corridor, we were able to recontest the point, get everyone back, and now we're back to being a 6v6 fight, and they gotta go all the way back to the actual objective to try and have a chance to win. That was a great stunt, by the way. What a great stunt by that thing to stop my arm. So instead of me trying to fight that, I just give up the space, And once again, we do it again. But you're going to see me wait for them, wait for my team. Recontest. And this is something that I think that every Angela player, a lot of DPS players should do this, but with an Angela player, you can take the agency of a DPS mindset, of a DPS mentality. And what do I mean by that? If you see any of the DPS or anyone really in high ground, your objective is to take them out of that position. Luckily, me and this Thor have the same mindset. Because the moment I saw him up here, I'm like, no. No, 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 sir. No, sirree. Now, could we split up and he go on Scarlet and I go on him? You know what I mean? Could have then been a better idea to split up the damage? Yeah, sure. But what this mainly does is that this does not allow the enemy team DPS to get any of the high ground and just to get free value. Because they're at a higher elevation and no one's looking up. You're a flying tank. The air is your domain. And anyone that's taking high ground is challenging you in that domain. And we don't stand for that. We don't stand for that. Get out of here. This is my place. I jump down, try to do damage a little bit, just to get him out of here. Now we gotta peel, help our cancers, get him out of here. And you can see our boom, right there. Right there. I was trying to heal for our healers, which ended up dying anyways, but it didn't matter. I was able to get great value out of that all. Able to get the easiest kills of my life with round one. And once again, we're just absolutely dog walking. Absolute dog walking. And now we're at the last team fight. You can't hear the comms that I'm doing, but this is what I'm telling them. You guys hold the front line, and I do the back line. Now, I want to show you this again because this is why Angela is a very, very oppressive tank. I guess just a very oppressive hero in general. Because right here, the enemy team is going to realize how annoying I can be. And this poor Hulk player is going to realize, like, man, dude, Angela just keeps throwing me left and right. So we're going to go around this back right here. We're going to push him, boom, throw him back, right? We're going to get out of there, and we're going to lather, rinse, and repeat. Lather, rinse, and repeat until they get me out of there. And boom. I got both of them on those things. Can I just say something? Again. Just take your time. Right here, I was caught in between two modes. I wanted to either intercept it with my charge or block it. Now my simple reptilian brain allowed me to do neither. And I ended up messing up because I ended up dropping my shield and it allowed her to kill me. So sometimes when you're in this scenario, especially when you're going against a Scarlet Witch, those are going to be your main two options. If you cannot disrupt her ult and save your team, you need to at least block it and save yourself. Look, you can see me block at the last moment, and then I let go. You saw that? And I let go. And she ended up killing me for it. Terrible.
Angels always rise again. Final score 0-3.
Easy money. Kind of wish there would have been a little bit more to discuss on that one, but I really love that gameplay right there for my first video. So, without a further ado, and you know, let's enjoy this side. Nice. Now, like I said, this stat sheet probably not gonna jump out at you. You know, it's like, oh man, Angela popped off. You know, but the damage is pretty good. The final hit, 8 final hits is really good. The block damage is pretty close to Thor, even to the other shield tanks over there. But like I said, I feel like in this game in particular, I was just an absolute demon by always constantly having the enemy team check my position, check to see where I was at, having to deal with me, and if they didn't deal with me, my team was gonna make them pay for it, you know? But that's all I have to say for this one. As my first YouTube video, hit that like and subscribe button, man. We're gonna try and grow this channel right here, man. So comment down below if you thought this video was a W or an L, if I was cooking or if I was chopped. And if you're an Angela main, comment down below and tell me what I could have done better, or even better yet, give me some advice, or to other one else that wants to pick up this absolute unit of a tank. And that's gonna be it, man. ELE, everybody love everybody. And that's gonna be it for the video, guys. Peace.